You will walk into a grocery store and you'll notice everything is white. All the labels are in white. Heck, even some of the shopping carts are painted in white. And all the employees will be dressed in white. And you'll have red writing all over the place saying, trust your government. And all the food will be all basic level white cans or white bottles, and then have red writing on it depicting what's inside the white unit. Okay, before you bash me or trash me in the comments, yes, I've been saying this for years. I've been bringing this up, and I've been bringing up this scenario for years. What's happening? So we've been telling you that they're going to federalize. Mike in the Night, big retail closures, private sector under tax attack. They want to federalize 4 years ago. A U.S. freight recession. They want to federalize all shipping and logistics and finance to death 3 years ago. Empty store shelves. Food shortages will allow governments to federalize grocery stores 2 years ago. They want to federalize the world. So what's going on? Well, here it is, folks. The worst mayor in history, worse than Beetlejuice, Chicago Mayor Johnson moves towards city-run grocery stores. There it is. We've been predicting the federalization of food for ages now, and here it is. When Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson D. ran for office, he was propelled to victory by a growing socialist movement allied with the Democratic Party. The socialist movement has elected a record number of socialists in Congress. However, Johnson has now has one of the largest American cities to implement such policies with the support of the far left teachers union. Now, not only that, and we've been telling you guys in Chicago, they got four or five layers of government. Sorry, guys, I'm sorry. I'm here for Mike of the Night, and the Skype went off there. So they have 4 or 5 layers of government. And unfortunately, that is very problematic because they're on the hook for a pile of pensions. So sorry about the ringing there, guys. I'm really, really sorry. I have it set to do not disturb, but that's okay. Years ago, I wrote in a delegation union, went to Venezuela, and he heaped praise on the murderous regime's progress. Now Johnson appears to be moving toward a pilot program with great significance for socialist supporters, state-run grocery stores. So that is a big one, and this is something we've been predicting. I am admittedly no fan of Johnson. I love Chicago, where I was born and raised. However, raising taxes and crime had led many to leave, particularly businesses. Now, that's an attack that we were telling you here many years ago. This is 4 years ago. Look. Shipping in Canada's out of reach. Governments will impoverish small business and federalize. They're going to federalize. Look, federalization of big box stores and transportation and food. So look, big box stores under the axe, massive closures by 2021. I have forecasted Toys R Us to close 5 years ago. So this is something that governments want to implement. They want to control the logistics of your food. They want to control how your food gets to where it's going, and they want to control basically everything on how it's going down. So basically, they control what goes in your mouth, and then they control the ingredients that go in the food, and then they control the farming, and then the farming gets controlled, and they are forced to use GMO or whatever the farms must use if they even want to stay in business and even be allowed to sell their products so it hits the store shelves. So this is a very destructive chain of destruction here. Rather than address the underlying conditions, he is suggesting a solution that has failed historically in government-run stores. Indeed, the failure in dealing with crime and hostile business environments has also socialist activists to realize a major new socialist agenda item. And another thing they didn't mention is the teen takeovers. You got massive teen takeovers happening in Illinois, in the state of Illinois, and these teen takeovers are showing up, a bunch of teens organizing on social media and just destroying private property. And then police create a line, let them do the destruction, and then everybody goes home. Because now teen takeovers are considered forming an opinion, right? So I want to go here. His Economic Security Project senior advisor, Amy Parra, said that the government-run stores are no different from other government programs. So obviously they're going to address it as, hey, we're saving the world, but they're not. The way a library or postal service operates, it is all a part of regimenting a role of government can play in our lives by exploring a public option for grocery stores via municipality-owned grocery stores and markets. The government is not going to run these stores at a profit when actually businesses could not do so. Instead, it is likely to supply food to the highest cost for taxpayers in the red. So basically, think of it as a glorified food bank. I'm not going to get into food banks on this show because we made hundreds of videos over the last 10 years before pre-COVID of what was happening with food banks. So at the Johnson and Biden administration try to make state-run stores work where the Soviet Union failed. History and economics are hardly on their side. So guys, anything the government touched turns to poop. And now if they start to federalize stores and go with rock bottom prices at first, they're going to shut down mom and pops and local grocers and local produce stores. They're going to shut them down left, right, and center. So they're going to undercut them. People will obviously go to these government-run stores because it's your government and he's going to save your life. And with people falling into debt and more people into severe debt are going to have to succumb to using these places so they can actually have a little bit of disposable income, maybe to buy a newspaper with that disposable income or sit in front of a parking meter for 30 minutes because people don't have disposable income anymore like they used to. And this is the economic takeover of the middle class, and this is what we'll be talking about. And then to shop here, they're going to require you to have a digital palm, digital print that we've been discussing on Mike in the Night. All right, folks, there it is. The federalization of food has now kicked off. It is now becoming discussion, and then from discussion it gets written, and then it gets crossed the floor, that gets declined, then it gets crosses the floor again, then it gets semi-approved, then it moves to the next round of approvals, then it gets approved, and then it goes somewhere else and it becomes law, depending on what country you live in. And that's how they're going to federalize everything. They're going to federalize the farmers, and if they want to sell their produce to stores, they're going to have to follow their protocols. And the federalization of the transportation will work in hand as they federalize the world. Like we were telling you guys here years ago, they will federalize the whole world. Let's see what else we have here. Biggest stuck, no. Canada, no. NAFTA. We got a lot of old BRICS videos too that we made. We're going to hash them up. We're going to hash those up and see what's going on with that. And, all right, guys, Mike Martins here. I'll join you tonight for Mike in the Night. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.